Nash, and this is becoming a YouTube series that will have me talking to some of my closest friends and some funny people, musical people, all kinds of people. I love to talk and about important things and funny things as well. So please come along on this journey and let's do some weird stuff. I am Leigh Nash, and this is my guest, Liz Longley. So, a theme that I thought about pretty soon after I had Henry, because it is such a, and I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but it's such a visceral experience, birthing a child, and so we don't need to get into that. But you want to, because I will go there, but maybe on a future episode. But I used to think about when I had so much anxiety when I found out that I was pregnant. I was terrified, and I am an anxious person. I have what do you call it? I'm anxious all the time.
Anxiety?
Anxiety. It's a disorder. I mean, it's awful. And I'm 46 now. I've worked through a lot of it, and that's great. But when it's such a major thing to happen, because it's not just about you anymore. There's like this other creature that I've never known a more profound responsibility. Like from the moment that someone tells you, whether it's a test or a doctor, you got something else in there. Yeah. It's terrifying.
And their life depends on you.
And their life depends on you, yeah. And so I guess I just started to notice as I was moving through that anxiety. I was reading a lot of Anne Lamott books. I don't know if you've read her
I haven't
at all. She's absolutely this incredible author. And she has a book called Operating Instructions about her son and about a lot of things. And so that kind of got me through. I read a lot when I was pregnant and tried to just do it. I got a lot of comfort and a lot of relief from that anxiety by doing the right things, you know, whatever you thought those were back in he was born in 2004. I almost said when I got married, which is 96. Wow. Anyway, but then, you know, when you find out you're pregnant, you're not ready, obviously. Right. The baby's not ready. You're not ready to carry that out. And I remember thinking when, like in the weeks before Henry was going away to college, there was such a similar thing happening. And if it was fresher, I would cry about this right now. But it's been a couple of months. Yeah. But I noticed this, both of us were kind of... it was like a subtle dance, and it was very similar to what happened when, like before he was born. Like he was a little late. The doctor got the feeling he'd stay another 2 weeks if we let him. Like we got to get this baby out. He's huge, and he's got to get out. So there was a little bit of I didn't feel like I had to push him. He was ready, but there was just a little bit of tendency from both of us. I think a little hesitancy, like, this is scary. This is a moment, but none of it was being spoken. It was just a silent, and it showed up in him coming upstairs at times when he normally wouldn't, and being like, "Do you want to watch Seinfeld? Like, do you want to watch like whatever our favorite things were?" And it was breaking my heart, but also like you got to embrace it, let them have the moments that they need to let go, and he had to let me have the rocking back and forth in the bed. He never saw that in the bed in the fetal position all night a couple of times. Wow. He doesn't have to know that.
As someone who has anxiety, do you feel like him leaving brings that up even more? Like,
it's a different kind of anxiety, but then you have to, that's the part where you've got 18 years or more or however long with this individual, and that where they become, yes, like she is your daughter, and it's going to be so exciting to figure out, like for her and for you and for your husband, to figure out like, who is this person? And then it just slowly, I guess that's my point about from you know, pregnancy to the 9 months to they start letting go the minute that they, you know, come out, and it just keeps going, and it's the most beautiful thing I've witnessed or been blessed enough to be a part of. And and it's working out, so far. Like he's
Yeah.
a great young man, and I have a lot of but yes, it does. It triggers my anxiety like
Yeah.
crazy to answer your
I
question.
mean, it's such a crazy world to bring a child into. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know if I would have felt better about it 10 years ago, but especially now, I just feel like there's so much to worry about, even just having a phone, the access that you have to all of the world.
It's
You're
very
protecting your child from everything.
And I think even from now to when Henry was asking for a phone is different.
Yeah.
So that's the good thing with McKenna is you've got, I don't know how long you guys are going to wait, but you've got a long time to
Figure it
so
out.
that, yeah, we might not have cell phones. Everything may have crashed by then. Be living in bunkers underground.
I know you say you have anxiety, and I think I'm a nervous person. My parents are insurance agents, and our whole lives they're trying to protect us, and so everything is a risk. Like they see everything as a risk, and so I have that now, especially now.
Well, as I know it's only been a month and a day. Oh my goodness, she must be so cute.
She's so
just
little.
thinking about just squeezing her. Have you even had the inclination to write?
Not even once, except for
I get it.
except for just singing to her like, "Oh, McKenna May,
Singing to
McKenna
her.
May,"
Got
just making up
songs
little
for her already.
But that's what I was going to ask you actually when you said that Blue on Blue came after Henry was it while you were pregnant?
No, it was well after.
Well
it was
after.
like 6 or 8 months after. Yeah,
Like that's when you started writing it?
Mm-hmm. Even thinking about writing it. He may have
Okay,
been
that makes
a
me
year
feel
before.
better because I'm like,
It
I
takes.
can't.
Oh, it's massive.
Yeah.
And yeah, I will just do it authentically, like you.
Yeah.
I think you would naturally do that anyway.
Well, even when I got pregnant, like the people that listen to my music started saying things like, I can't wait to hear the songs that this pregnancy will inspire. And all of a sudden I felt, oh God, I don't feel inspired to write
No.
anything.
No
Like you said,
pressure.
survival. Like I started feeling like I have to survive,
Right.
which is not an easy mindset to write in.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
It's the worst.
It doesn't really work.
It's the worst.
They can't really
kind.
coexist.
I'm really trying to work on that. And
Yeah.
and that's a beautiful gift too. Maybe right now is just and I broke my hand, so I can't. And
I
I'm
hate that
not
for you.
the best guitar player, but I'm now for the first realizing how important that instrument is
Oh my
to me.
gosh.
Like, no, I'm not great at it, but I can write songs with it.
Yeah.
And so I rushed out. I ordered an omnichord. It's probably garbage. Because did you know those things are like $500 now?
No.
It used to be you could get one for $40 or $70. But yeah, now an old one that probably doesn't work is, $500.
Oh my goodness.
I got one. I found one for 50, so it's probably going to come in
good.
pieces.
Well, you can put it together with your one hand.
And it's silly, right?
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's fine.
How long do you have to go?
I don't know because they sort of did I know it's broken in there, but they just said we'll take new x-rays in 2 weeks. Like, until then, I guess I'll just sit here with a frozen hand.
Oh, shit.
I feel like it's messing my skeleton up, but it's okay. I'll survive.
Oh.
It's okay. No, and I think it teaches, maybe at this time in my life, I needed a little lesson about slowing down and, in all the ways. And it's forced me to, but it's also made me really desperate to write.
Yes.
And that's a cool feeling. And because it reminds me, because every once in a while, I'll get on a kick like, I just think I'm just too old for this. I'm done. I got to get out of this line of work. Is so punishing. And then, something gets taken away and you're like, oh, wow. It's like a child. Oh, don't take away my, my favorite block or whatever it is.
Yeah,
And
it's easy to take for granted.
Yes.
I know that when I lose my voice, suddenly I am dying
Desperate
to
to sing.
And I'm like, I hate not being able to sing. But then when I can sing, sometimes I'm like,
right.
oh, I don't want to write today. I don't feel like it.
I'm in that boat a lot.
Yeah, me
when I
too.
get my omnichord.
Yeah.
I don't know
Your
what
next
my
record's going to be true.
I'm very excited about it. But your, and I will say this, I did write a few songs about Henry, but the truth was really, it was a lot of me my label at the time was putting me with all these co-writers out in LA. I'd never done that before because I was just coming off of Sixpence and Matt Slocum, primary writer. I wrote very few songs in the band. And so I was just getting my feet wet in the songwriting, like with these like big power writers in LA. So it wasn't, for that purpose, for that reason, when I think about that record, it's not the most authentic to probably where I was. I wish I'd been maybe a little bit more controlling. Instead, I was just so, just rolling with the punches. But yeah, some of the songs are about Henry, and they're too hard to listen to.
For
now.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I can't. So
Oh my
don't feel
goodness.
bad. And if
Yeah.
you don't, like over these years, if it doesn't come to you, it's not because you don't love your kid.
Yeah,
Sometimes
yeah.
it's just a little close to home. Hey, I hope you've enjoyed becoming today. And I hope that you'll join again. Please hit like, love, subscribe, whatever you can do so that you'll get, and also turn on your notifications so that when I have a new episode, you'll be alerted. And trust me, they'll be worth it. I've got some really fun, funny, weird plans.